Okay, make sure you start off with no makeup so the liquid latex can stick, but you're just going to tear this kind of tissue paper up into little pieces and use the liquid latex and just basically layer them up. They don't have to be perfect, they could be like wrinkly so your skin kind of looks stretched out and all gross, but just do this until you think it's fine. Oh, and I'm throwing out this warning, this latex or any kind of latex stinks, but before you even apply latex, make sure you test it on a patch of skin somewhere else so your face is not allergic to it. That's important. About to latex my lips as well and use the same tissue papers and basically do the same exact thing, covering your lips completely. Oh, and if you need to sneeze or you're hungry, you're basically screwed, so yeah. You're done, make sure you let the latex dry, and yeah, your hair is gonna get stuck in it, so make sure you put your hair up before you even start the step. And then I'm using some creepy skin. It looks disgusting. It kind of looks like meat or something, but I basically like twisted it out because it's very slimy and like gross feeling, but you just basically put it on your skin. I put it on the like temples-ish, kind of like where my jaw is, and so I can make it look like a stretched smile, and I just kind of use my fingernails to make some like sculpted things in it. Just make it look like a stretched smile. I don't know how to explain this, but you just put it on the outside, and yeah. And to make the skin a little bit more sculpted out or stretched, I use the back of my tweezer to create that, and I blended it out once again into my skin, make it look like it's part of your skin. Now your hands are probably sticky, so make sure you go wash them. Then I used some of this white body art paint and just stippled it onto my face. You could use your fingers actually. It doesn't have to look perfect. It's supposed to look worn off, so I used a brush and sort of my fingers sometimes. But then I used the white in the Makeup Forever Splash palette just because the white earlier was not so prominent. So I decided to make it a little bit more prominent, more opaque. But again, it's supposed to look like a worn off face makeup. Then I went on to use the black and hollowed out my eyes. Not completely perfect again because it's not supposed to look like a skeleton, but it does not matter if it creases. Actually, if it creases, that kind of brings out the worn off effect. And then I just make some wrinkles to make it a little bit more worn off and more like the guy in the movie. And now you could paint the latex as well. Then I went over with the white powder in just some parts. Make sure you don't buff it in a little bit too much because then it's going to look too perfect. You want it to look a little bit worn off. But I just put it in so the makeup can sort of stay in place. And now make sure you put it over the latex because it's very important for the next step, which is the red lipstick. You basically apply it like a 2-year-old would, not knowing how to apply it, and just overextend it. And I brought it a little bit down to my chin and just make it really messy. And I'd suggest using a cheap lipstick for this part. Or you could use the red in Makeup Forever Flash palette, and I just kind of made it less, like, the wrinkles were kind of there, so I just kind of filled the wrinkles in there, and then I use this brush to make it look like it kind of creased. Yes, quite in fact, this is a protractor, but I'm not going to use it for math. I'm going to use it to kind of cut through the latex, just so I could get ready for the next step. Now please, please, please be careful with this step. You don't want to cut yourself, so go really slow. Don't rush. This step is very dangerous and it looks kind of scary, but it's gonna look cool. Now you could pull down some of the latex paper just to make it look like your skin is kind of open, like an open wound. Now with the same red I used to fill in where it's open now. You could actually use a darker red if you have it, but I used the Black from Makeup Forever Splash palette and then blended it out with my fingers so it could look a little bit more realistic, like blood. And very, very slightly I used the blue to make it look a little bit like it's been bruised, and then I used some of this red blood and filled the whole thing up. It looks kind of scary. I used my brush, I used my fingers, and I let it drip down my neck. Then I decided, I saw the Joker did not have white down his neck, so I just put a little bit blood and then fluffed out my hair, make it look crazy, and you're done! Fun fact, I guess some kids were just like walking through my yard. I don't know, they were trespassing. And then they saw me filming this and I looked at them like that. I'm like, what? I probably scared them. But yeah, it was fun. Mischief night. Although it was the day.